Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this is no hatred to Duke. Duke got a good team. They should not be in the ACC championship game at 7-5. Respectfully, I know they were 6-2. It was a 5-way tie. Georgia Tech, Duke. I think it was SMU, Pittsburgh, Miami. But humbly, bro, like if I'm in the ACC, I'm gonna override it because it's just not a good look for your conference. Put Miami in there. I think if Miami would have been in there, it would have been better. But if Duke wins, it's going to be a tough conversation to have. I still doubt they even get in there 8-5. I just don't see even as an ACC championship. Even as the ACC champion, I see James Madison getting in over them. So they need Duke to win this game. But a lot of people have been sleeping on Virginia all year, so I'm going to give y'all a synopsis. They went and got North Texas transfer quarterback Chandler Morris. He came in there. He lit it on fire all year long. He's been really good for them this past season, man, and he stepped up big. But the key to Virginia is they've had a well-balanced attack. When you break it down, Jamari Taylor's having an all-ACC caliber year. Obviously, he's been phenomenal this season for them. 997 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns. He hasn't been able to be stopped. Trell Harris, who's to my right, he's been a guy that's been a go-to option on offense. 809 yards, 5 touchdowns this year. They also have Jamal Edgerrin, who's a really good receiver for them as well. And Cameron Courtney had a big game last time out against Virginia Tech, his most catches of the season this past year. So with the well-balanced attack, Virginia is really tough to stop. They've been able to throw the ball, run it. Chandler Morris obviously had an injury in one of the games when they lost to Wake Forest, but that was their toughest loss. But the key to this team, their defense is for real. You look at Daniel Reichert to my right, Fisher Kamak. They star linebacker ended up getting injured, torn ACL, Cam Robinson. Last week, Kyron Jones completed 4 passes. I'm not BSing y'all. Look up the stat line. 4 passes. Only 72 yards through the air the entire game. Virginia's defense is something serious. Nobody talks about it enough. Top 20 scoring defense. Top 25 in total defense. They got dog. They got stud. Some of those studs is one to the right. Devin Neal leads them in tackles with 70. They also have Jason Pavard, who leads them in pass breakups this year. They also got a young whippersnapper as well, and Costner. Maddox Marcellus, who filled in for Cam Robinson this past week, had 9 tackles last week. He also had a pick, half a sack, and multiple tackles for loss. Virginia defense is something serious. And in their last outing against this star quarterback, Darian Mensah, he only had 213 yards passing. He was 18 for 35. This defense is something serious, which is why I lean more towards Virginia. And then you couple that with a well-balanced attack on offense, they're a tough team to beat. Now, Duke offense is prolific. This is one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Second team all ACC for Darian Mensah. His 28 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. He is 17th in QBR this season. He's been a stud. Great pickup from Tulane. Remember, he played there his first year, and he came in and he set the ACC world on fire. They also got a well-balanced attack. This is true freshman Nate Shepard. He's been balling this year, 865 yards rushing and 9 tugs. The key, though, has been the Harvard transfer, Cooper Barkate. My bad, y'all. He's been balling this year, and he likes teams on fire. His best game came against Georgia Tech, 13 catches, 162. He's an absolute stud. So they're going to have an answer for him in the passing game. But the key is for Virginia is to create pressure. They need pressure looks. They need pressure created from Reichert. They need pressure from Fisher Kamak. They need pressure from Maddox Marcellus as well. And then on the flip side, Duke has a really good front seven. You look at Vincent Anthony Jr., one of the best, obviously, defensive linemen in the country. I think he was an all-ACC selection this past year. And then Caleb Weaver is another stud with 78 tackles this year. Had 2 games this season where he's had 10 or more tackles in the game. So it is tough to beat an opponent twice. But I think for Virginia, you feel pretty good about this one. You know your defense is elite. You know you got obviously a really good quarterback that's going to lead you to the pathway. You got receivers that can win one-on-one on the outside. And you have a really good underrated tight end that nobody talks about enough in Sage Ennis. So for that, I think Virginia's going to win this one. I think they win the rematch 31-17. I just think this team is playing at a high level. They have everything they need. They've been balling out. And I think this team is ready to win the ACC championship. It will be their first one since 1989. Their second one since, obviously, 1995. 1995 was a shared ACC title. This would be flat out. They won it fair, square, no ties, no nothing. And it'd be big for a program that's trying to build towards success. 10-2 on the year. I think Virginia definitely deserves to be in the CFP playoff. They've been playing really good. And now they can obviously secure that with the ACC championship victory. There's no way the CFP playoff doesn't allow them in. 11-2, champion of the ACC. That's pretty clear-cut to me. So I'm going with Virginia, like I said, 31-17. I just don't think Duke has the defense to stop